If you have student loans, listen up. As you may or may not remember, when Joe Biden was running for president, one of his campaign promises was to forgive student loans.
The legislation passed by the Democratic House calls for immediate $10,000 forgiveness of student loans. It's holding people up. They're in real trouble. They're having to make choices between paying their student loan and paying their rent, those kinds of decisions. It should be done immediately.
Although loan payments have been paused throughout the pandemic, the promise of permanent forgiveness has remained unfulfilled.
I am considering dealing with some debt reduction.
Biden now intends to move forward with canceling some student loans, an action he would take via executive order. Student debt forgiveness activists, however, say $10,000 per borrower is not enough.
I am not considering $50,000 debt.
Well, that's awkward because $50K wouldn't do it for activists either. They say all student loans must be forgiven.
President Biden should use executive action to cancel all federal student loan debt. And he should do this because this is the most equitable way to handle the problem. We don't punish the children of the wealthy via a 25-year penalty on their incomes when their parents buy them their education. So why should we be punishing the children of the poor and working class and middle class for committing the crime of getting an education?
Biden is considering weighing income structure to determine how much debt to forgive. While activists like Burns say forgiving all debt is the fairest approach, others say the most equitable way forward is through targeted policies. These critics argue that often the wealthiest Americans, like doctors and lawyers, have the most debt, while lower income folks have smaller loans.
A lot of the balances above 50K are first generation students going on to graduate school. It's Black women going on to graduate school. And do we really want to punish them by not taking away their debt?
As of April 2022, Americans owe approximately $1.75 trillion in student loans, with the average American with a bachelor's degree owing nearly $30,000. But some Republicans think Americans should have to carry this debt. Senator Mitt Romney of Utah introduced the Student Loan Accountability Act on May 18, 2022, in an effort to block Biden's plans to forgive student loan debt. Romney said in a statement that canceling loans would be wildly inflationary at a time of already historic inflation. Senior White House advisor Brian Dees responded to this argument, contending,
"The economic impact of any proposal would be across the course of years or a couple of decades, and so the impact on inflation in the near term is likely to be quite small."
The Biden administration also pointed out that student loans have been on pause for the last 2 years. The moratorium is set to expire at the end of August, but will activists' calls to make the pause permanent be heard? Only time and people power will tell.